Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of Olly's Farm, and today you join me here on the farm. I've finished off all of the muck spreading, which I've been busy doing over the last few days, and I've got the 6930 here behind me now because the next job on the farm is to go and do some rolling. So the barley which has been drilled on the farm has got to be rolled in using this set of rollers here on the farm. They're a small set of hydraulic folding Vadestad rollers, and we've had them for a few years now, and I've actually rebuilt the ram on these rollers, the hydraulic ram, a few years ago, but they don't get used all that much, so we haven't invested in, you know, a big fancy set of rollers. These are just the rollers which we use, and they've done a very good job over the last few years. So what I'm going to do is I'll be hooking onto them now with the 6930 and taking them up to one of the fields on the farm, which is called High House Farm Field. And it's one of the fields which I was muck spreading on the bottom the other day. I was muck spreading the bottom half of the field, so the job is to actually roll the spring barley at the top of the field, which has been drilled on there, and following on from there I'm then going to be going on to Hill Farm Field, which is another field down the road, and then on to Vicarage after that. Now, I've been quite busy today. I've been finishing off the muck spreading this morning. I took the muck spreader back at about 11 o'clock. But before I took the spreader back, I had to wash it off, which took quite some time. I then returned to the farm, and before this as well, I also did a lot of the feeding on the farm as well, so I was quite busy doing that. And so yeah, I've been quite busy doing all sorts of things really. So that's what I've been up to, and yeah, it's a lovely day here on the farm. It's been another warm one. I think it's been about 18 or 19 Celsius today, so hence why I've got the t-shirt on, the Olly's Farm t-shirt. Olly's Farm clothing will be coming to the online store in good time. There's about 3 products coming out. There's a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, and of course the hoodies, which I think by the sounds of things you guys are really looking forward to the hoodies, so really excited about that. So let's get these rollers hitched up and let's go and do a bit of rolling. Okay, so we're now all hooked up. Very simple to put these rollers on. All it is one single hydraulic pipe and this piece of rope here, which I'll show you how we use this when I get into the field. Okay, so we've arrived here at the field. The cab's looking very, very dirty at the moment because I've been quite busy obviously with the muck spreading, so it is due for quite a good clean. Just make sure that's in properly. So this here is the cord which you have to pull to release the hook at the bottom, which locks in the rollers. So if I pull the piece of rope there, and I'll just pop the tractor into reverse. Now if I start reversing, you can see that the sides of the rollers there will just start to move out, and as they start to move out you let go of the lock, and then we want to use our hydraulic lever here to press down the rollers, and as you reverse you just gradually want to use the hydraulic SCV just to gradually bring the rollers over until the hydraulic ram goes all the way in there, and there we go. And I'll just pull the rope up there just to level it out. Okay, so I'll just check that the rollers are folded out properly and that they're all looking okay. So they're all folded out now, and they're actually, for those of you who don't know, they're a Vadestad set. So they're made in Sweden. Oh, you can see there's a bit of a little crack on there. I have to weld it up. They're made from Swedish steel, and They're a good, well-built, solid set of rollers, and like I said, we've had them for some time now and they've served us very well. Before, I used to have a set of manual rollers which were a nightmare because you had to then manually pull the rollers around, and oh, it was terrible. So having the hydraulic rollers really is a luxury. And also the 6930 as well is a luxury. 180 horsepower on a 6-metre set of rollers, absolutely fantastic. That's what it's all about. So this field here was where I muck spread the other day, and so that piece has been muck spread, and it was also cultivated before with the Carrot Company's cultivator. Now this piece on the left here, you can see there's a deer over there in the distance. This piece on the left here is actually in spring barley, so half of the field here is going to be into spring barley, and then this half of the field is going to be going into either sugar beet or fodder beet. So let's go and get rolling. I'm going to go and find the tram lines. Okay, so I've just gone to get the camera, and I've just left the tractor there for a second. So what is rolling? So after the land's been ploughed, the land is then worked down with the drill. Like I said, Jeffrey's got a combination drill, so it's got a power harrow on the drill, and what the power harrow does is it breaks up the soil and turns the soil into like a tilthy bed. So if we just look over here, we can see that the soil's been broken up quite nicely. There's still quite a few clods there, and that's because of this year's been so dry. You can see there's quite a few clods. If we just look there as well, it's still quite clumpy. But on the whole, the soil is broken up quite nicely, and it's been made into a nice seed bed. So the seed has been drilled into this soil, and so the soil's still quite tilthy. It's almost quite fluffy, if you like. So the job of the rollers is to just pack down the soil quite nicely. As you can see, it's done here. Like so. We've got on the left the drilled land, and then on the right this is the rolled land. So where the rollers have been, they've packed down the soil, and what that helps to do is it prevents soil erosion, and it also consolidates the moisture, so that we can retain more moisture to keep the moisture in the ground for when the plant begins to germinate and grow. So that's the point of rolling, and it's really beneficial on this farm because it is so light and sandy. It's got a very light sandy soil, which means that it's very prone to soil erosion. So packing the soil down here really helps protect it from soil erosion mainly, but like I said, also another key factor is it does consolidate the moisture and helps keep the moisture in. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I've been very busy doing the muck spreading and everything, obviously, and there's quite a few jobs coming up in the future, but I'm just looking now at the moment at this lovely sunset. It's absolutely fantastic. Look at that sunset. Lovely. What a glorious day it's been. Got a jet up there or something like that. Lovely. So I'm now off in this lovely weather to do some nice evening rolling, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, so the sun's now gone down, and there's quite a few deers now which have just come out for a bit. I think they're all having a bit of a play. You can see over there there's a couple, and there's also one just over there looking at us. There's 3 deers running around. Oh, 4 deers. 4 deers. They're having a great time. Been watching them for the last hour. Whee! The back window behind me here is pretty much chock-a-block. You can't see that well out of it at the moment, but there's quite a bit of muck on there earlier from muck spreading as well. But with the dust, you can just see the rollers there at the bottom. Okay, so I've now got the tunes on here in the cab, and I'm just doing the headlands. I've been up and down. I filled in from where I went up and down the tram lines, and the tram lines, for those of you who don't know, are like the roadway on a field for farmers. The tram lines are used by the sprayers throughout the year to go up and down to spray on fertilisers, fungicides, herbicides for example, and the tram lines are where the sprayers go up and down, and fertiliser spreaders, tractors and sprayers as well. So I'm just now trying to keep the tractor straight, and there's the margins on the left hand side you can see, and I'm trying to keep the roller as close to the edge as possible, obviously without hitting the side margins there. Okay, so I'm now on the last strip of this field, and once I get to the end of this strip, which you can probably see just there, once I get to the end of this strip, I'll be done on this field. Okay, so there we go. That is this field here rolled, and I could go and move on to the next field now, but it's just too dark at this time of the night to be rolling, so I'm going to call it quits tonight, and then move on to the next field tomorrow. There's the rollers. So that's the plan. Unfortunately though, I was just checking the weather forecast and it's saying that it's going to rain tomorrow, which is a bit of a shame because it means that we won't be able to roll tomorrow, because when the ground gets quite wet, it can be a bit of a nightmare with the soil sticking to the rollers. So unfortunately we might not be rolling tomorrow due to the wet weather we've apparently got coming in. So, because it's not all bad though, because we do need the rain of course to get the spring barley here growing, and it will really help with the germination process so that we can get the crop up and get it growing basically, so which will be fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been something different. I'm now going to fold up these rollers here, and I'll just show you now how they roll up. And there we go, the rollers are now locked in, and all I did to lift the rollers up was just push the hydraulic lever forwards, which pushes the ram out, which then allows the wheels to then turn over so that you can then lift the whole thing up and then pull it inwards, and then you would have heard at the end a click, which is the catch at the bottom just catching the rollers and locking them in place. Okay, so I'm now going to head back to the farm, and then I'll head in for the night because I'm going to go and get some dinner. So there we go guys, another day over and done with. Hopefully tomorrow it doesn't rain and I can get the 2 remaining fields finished off with the rollers tomorrow, so hopefully I can do that, and I'll get the rest of the fields done. Thank you as well to everyone, by the way, who have bought some of the Olly's Farm posters. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying them, and you've got them on your bedroom walls or in your workshops. You could even send me some pictures of where you put your posters. Just drop me a picture or something on Instagram, on the Instagram Messenger or something like that, and I'll feature the posters, or where you put your posters, sorry, in an upcoming video. Thank you very much to everyone as well. Thank you very much to everyone guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, you can follow the Olly's Farm Instagram page, which is ollies.farm in the Instagram search bar. You can also subscribe to the channel down below by clicking the subscribe button, and it's totally free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything at all. It's absolutely free, and you can also tap the little bell to be notified when there is a new episode of Olly's Farm. And as always, do comment, rate and subscribe for plenty more videos to come.